Francesco Piranesi. Francesco Piranesi, Italian pronunciation, Francesco Piranesi, eːsi, 1758–5923, January 1810, was an Italian engraver, etcher, and architect. He was the son of the more famous Giovanni Battista Piranesi and continued his series of engravings representing monuments and ancient temples. He worked for a long period in France, where he lived during the French Revolution. Life. Francesco Piranesi was born in Rome, the eldest son of Giovanni Battista Piranesi and his wife, Angela Pasquini. He was instructed in engraving by his father, together with his older sister Laura, 1754–1789, also a noted engraver by the time of her early death. He was both engraving his own works of art and assisting his father's work by 1775. He then started to study with other experts, engraving with Giovanni Volpato, landscape painting under the German Jacob Philipp Hackert, and his brother Georg, and architecture under Pierre Adrien Paris. Piranesi accompanied his father on 2 trips to the ancient Roman ruins in Paestum, Pompeii, and Ercolano, first in 1770, and again in 1778. In this he was part of a group of engravers which collaborated with Benedetto Mori and the architect Augusto Rosa, considered the inventor of feloplastica, the art of constructing scale models of ancient monuments in cork. Giovanni Battista created a series of preparatory drawings about Paestum, which were completed by Francesco. Upon his father's death, shortly after the second trip, Francesco acquired his father's publishing house and was responsible for printing most of the later editions of his prints. Piranesi collaborated with the French artist Louis-Jean Desprez on a series of views of Naples, Pompeii, and Rome, which were advertised in 1783 as Disson's Collieries and sold at Piranesi's shop in Rome. Although the 1783 advertisement promised 48 views, the series was not completed before Desprez left Rome to enter the employ of King Gustav Roman III of Sweden. In the following years, Piranesi built his reputation primarily upon his engravings of antique statuary. After the assassination of Gustav Roman III in 1792, Piranesi was employed by Baron Gustav Adolf Uterholm, the head of the Regent Council which ruled Sweden during the minority of Gustav Roman IV Adolf of Sweden. Uterholm tasked Piranesi with spying on the favorite of the deceased king, Gustav Moritz Armfeldt, who had been one of the men the king had appointed in the Regent Council in his will, but whom Uterholm had deposed. Piranesi managed to steal Armfeldt's letters, which he had stored in the British Embassy in Florence before beginning his work as foreign ambassador to the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies. These letters were the primary evidence used against Armfeldt when he was tried in absentia for treason and sentenced to death. The occupation of the Italian peninsula in 1798 by the French Revolutionary Army led to the establishment of the short-lived Roman Republic. Piranesi soon won the admiration of the French officials directing the Republic, becoming a government official. When the Republic fell the following year, together with his younger brother, Pietro, he moved to Paris, where he soon gained the admiration of Talleyrand. They opened a new branch of the family enterprise there, called Piranesi Friars, which decorated a line of terracotta vases manufactured in imitation of the ancient Etruscan works by Joseph Bonaparte. In 1807, Pietro Piranesi sold his share of the firm and returned to Rome. Francesco fell upon hard times after this. The Emperor Napoleon came to his help. He died unexpectedly in Paris, however, before he could fulfill his contract. In 1839, the surviving collection of his engravings was purchased by the Calcographia Cameral, founded by Pope Gregory Roman XVI, and brought to Rome. That institution is now the Istituto Nazionale per la Grafica. Works. Raccolta di tempo antichi, volume I, 1780, 1780, T 1780, 1780, 1780, 1780, 1780, 1780, King 80, 1780, 1780, 1780. Il Titro di Ercolano, 1785. Colazione del più bel statue di Roma 1786. Raccolta di tempi antici volume Roman 2 1790. Ragueglio giornale della venuta e permanenza in Roma di Sar. Sofia Albertina Principessa di Spezia 1793. Antiquities de la Grande Greece, 3 volumes 1804, 1807,